let's take a look. Here's a wrap up of my season so far. Personally, I'm 30-20 overall. I'm nailing the totals, folks. 16-7, and just over 500 in the spreads bet. So we're winning at a 60% clip so far. Let's keep that rolling. That's good enough to make some money, folks. So let's jump right in. We have looks like a pretty interesting slate this week. The Thursday night game not being one of those interesting games. I mean, unless you're a Chiefs fan and you like blowouts. But here we go. Denver Broncos going into KC. Let's see. Barry, you want to take this one first? Do you have any? Are you taking any action in this game?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is one of those games where it's like staring you in the face what's exactly going to happen, and you just can't take the bait as far as the lines or anything else. I mean, it's just Chiefs across the board in all of these. The spread they should cover. The money line is probably the way to go. I mean, I would never bet that. To be honest with you, I'm gonna pause on that one. I would never bet the money line in this game because it's just ridiculous.
I mean, unless you got $1 million to slap down or something.
Right, exactly. And then the under, I think, is definitely on the board there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really. The only thing I'll say is I don't really feel that comfortable with the 10.5. But Lou, where are you at on this one?
Well, Mahomes has never lost to Denver, so if you do have $1 million to slap on that money line,
that's where you want to put it.
All right. We got to monitor Kelsey's status. He was limited in practice today, so we don't know if he'll be available. I'm also not sure it matters because Denver is the worst defense in the NFL. Second most yards, most touchdowns, most completion percentage allowed passing-wise, most rushing touchdowns allowed on the ground. This team is awful. I don't think they need Kelsey to have a good day productively. I looked at Kansas City's team totals, 29.5. It's a little too much for me. I might look at a first half spread under 7 points. Seems all right to me for Kansas City. And Denver, surprisingly, even though this feels like an under, Denver surprisingly 4-1 to the overs.
And I'll add too on the over side, Denver's games on average totals between themselves and their opponent is 60 plus on average, which is
we have an outlier in there with the 90-point game, but still.
Live footage of the Denver Broncos practice facility this week. Just,
you know, one of the things that I've noticed with that team is, for whatever reason, you know, I guess the other teams just kind of pack it up late in the game, but they do a lot of scoring in the third and fourth quarter. You know, it's really, you know, their calling card because they get such a hole early. It's so hard for them to get out. They're just not good enough. And then when the defense starts to play well, it's a little bit too late, you know, and the game's over. And I think that's probably what we're going to see again here. Another slow start by the Broncos, and then the Chiefs are going to come out running. And, you know, you have to expect them to be very, very high this week because this is a game they are expected to win. They should win. So I expect them to come out really, really good early and continue in the second half. But if they can slow down the Broncos late, I still think the under might be a good play.
Yeah, I don't have a high confidence level in this game at all, especially in the spread, especially without knowing about Kelsey.